already know what it is. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. All right, people. All right, people, come on in. Come on in. We live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. Y'all already know what it is. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. What you already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. And what? I love being black. I love being black. Come on in, people. Come on in. We got a lot to talk about. Our city is on fire tonight, and we got to talk about it. Folks getting shot and killed. Man, people, this is real. This is real. This is real. Y'all come on in. Let's talk about it tonight. I want to say shout out to my YouTube family. Make sure you subscribe and share or tag someone. Shout out to my Facebook family, my Twitter X. I appreciate you guys. This is Live Uncut. This is your boy Martin G. Johnson, a.k.a. the Crime Chaser. But we talk about more than just crime now. I am the crime man, but I spread my wings to other subjects. It might be about romance. It may be about finance. It may be about politics. You never know with me. So right now we're talking about gun violence. Chicago is on fire. It's on fire. Not literally fire and smoke, but it's on fire. It's on fire. It was on fire last weekend. My goodness. Y'all come on, call on in. This is live, uncut, unedited, 872-297-6389. Real talk, people. It's on fire. I need callers. We're going to talk about it because we had at this morning, it was 103. Now, as of now, it's 109 people. We have so many fatalities, 19. This is worse than last year. Worse, people, worse. Chicago is on fire, people. It's on fire. Tell the truth. It's on fire. And shame the devil. What are we going to do, black people? What are we going to do? Who have the answers? If you waiting on your politicians to solve this crime, it's not going to happen. If you wait on the Chicago police, it's not going to happen. It's going to take the whole entire village of people for this thing to happen. This is real talk, people. I love being black. I'm upset tonight. I tell you, Chicago is a beautiful city, but very dangerous. I agree with you so much. I agree with you. I tell you, somebody said, I love being black. My club member's son was killed earlier today. Sad. And it's sad that it is so sad. So sad. So sad. I'm sorry, people. Sorry. All right. Sorry about that, people. Live uncut. What's up, Patrick Wilson? I'll see you. Annette Sessions. 9. We got callers already, people. Ain't no need of just holding and dragging this on. We know what it's all about. And we want to play a couple of tapes of Brandon Johnson and things. Talk up. I listen. I need you guys to share this video. Share this video, please, do. Share this video. Share it. Make sure my phone is charged up. There we go. Share this video because this is a lot. We got 900 on here. All right. I forgot who the other number is. It's familiar. I think I know who it is. All right. We got, let me share this to my groups. Make sure you share, tag someone to this post. That would be nice. That would be nice. Come on in. Okay. I'm going to let 1003. Come on, caller. What's your comments? I recognize it. Come on, caller. Hey, caller. Do I hear him? Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on, caller. Hold on. I got to put you on Bluetooth. I'm sorry. I didn't even have you guys on Bluetooth. Hold on. I'm sorry. That was my fault. Hold it. Let me put you on Bluetooth so we can get this right. This is live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. Hold on, callers. All right, let's see. That was my fault, caller. All right, it's going to be connected in a minute. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. All right, let's see what's going on. Connect my phone. All right, what's going on? Connected. Hold on, people. I got to connect the phone calls. I think this should be it. All right. Trying to get it connect, so I got more callers. All right. All right, let me do it this way. All right. Let me get the callers. I got to get the callers on, y'all. Get the Bluetooth. Come on in. While I'm doing this, I need you guys to come on in. We got 3 callers. We got 3 callers. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I got the wrong one. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all, hold on. I got the I'm so clumsy. I got the wrong phone number. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm the wrong phone number. Y'all forgive me.
Hey, caller. This is Martin G.
I'm coming. That's it.
Chaser.
I got the wrong number. Let me get this number off, man.
Unedited.
I'm sorry, y'all. My
Just
goodness.
Before you speak, please turn down all
I got the
your
wrong
audio.
number. I see all y'all coming in there.
Or down,
so hold on.
And do not have us on speakerphone so we won't have an echo, and we'll be with you shortly.
All these callers
Thank
calling,
so
boy.
Much.
Hey, y'all, now listen. Before y'all start talking, do not take all day. Crime chaser. Do not take all day. Please. All right. Now listen. I want everybody to talk. I'm going to start with you first, 900. So consider your people behind you. Come on, 900. Let's talk. Come on.
Oh, hey.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, Chicago is the talk of the town right now.
Mm-hmm.
All the YouTube channels talking about 100 shots, 20 kills. My mom texted me, said the same thing, sent me a Chicago Times, Sun-Times article about it. So, I told her, I said, we knew this was going to happen. I think this is the highest that I've ever seen, especially in the recent years. I don't think it's been 100 people shot, but, we knew this was going to happen, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Well, you was here.
Uh-huh.
You didn't get shot, did you?
No.
Okay.
Uh-uh. I was outside popping fireworks, but I was in by like 11 o'clock, because everybody was popping their fireworks like around 10 something.
Okay.
By 12 o'clock, people was popping them, but it had died down a lot.
Okay.
I was expecting to hear some gunshots at 12 o'clock, but
at
I guess
12.
Chicago don't do that.
That was too late. They still shoot. They still shoot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but hold on, 900. Let me go to the next caller because I want to get all these callers in. They calling in. All right, 0069. Right. I think that's Doctor. Doctor.
Hello, this is me. Hello, everyone.
Welcome back, Doctor. Doctor been sick, y'all. She been sick, so she been sick. We got to pray for her. We got to pray for her.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead, Doc. Talk to us. We had 109 people shot. Go ahead.
That is so unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And then, once again, I know we're talking about Chicago, but so many other places like Detroit had, a block party, had shootings as well, and Memphis shootings. It's like, this has to come to an end. These young folks constantly shooting. On the west side in Little Italy area, it was a 74-year-old that got shot as well in that group, sitting outside watching the fireworks, and someone just come up and just go to shooting. That is so unfortunate that they cannot sit outside and enjoy themselves. What can we do next is the question. What can we do to curb the violence?
That's a great question.
Not only in Chicago, but everywhere. And I'll let the next person talk.
Thank you. We go to the next caller. The next caller, I'm going to call myself. 0023. You're the next caller.
Hi.
Hey.
Yes, my Yes, my name is Sante, and I'm just really concerned about all this violence and where all these guns are coming from. You can't even walk to the store in peace without being scared and terrified and watching your back thinking somebody gonna roll up on you. We need something done to get this under control. Too many of our babies are dying in the streets for nothing. Innocent people. I have people that sons have been killed, one today and one a couple of months ago. It just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. Can you? I don't know, but it's like, can I just say this? No disrespect. Even myself, the crime chaser. It seems like we don't have no solutions, people. It's just not working. It's the same thing. We got violent prevention groups. We got police officers. We got they're armed with a lot of technology and all that. A lot of us are educated. We smart. We're homeowners. But my God, Chicago is on fire, people. It's on fire. It's on fire. Is it
But
the love? Go ahead,
it's
sister.
not just
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. It's
Go ahead.
not just Chicago. And then if you look at the things as well, when sometimes in cases where there's witnesses, sometimes the witnesses come up missing or come up dead. So it's like people don't want to tell on people for fear of their own lives.
Well, I can kind of like debunk that a little bit. Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to go. They don't want to get. They'll call 911. So anybody that say that black people don't call the police, that's a lie. You see a lot of these young peoples in drive-by shooting, snatching and grabbing and carjacking and all that. Guess what? A lot of times they get caught because their rappy turned them in. Their own partner, their own friend turned them in. People don't want to get involved to the point where you put their name out there and they got to go to court. My thing is, if you eliminate all these violence prevention groups, millions of dollars, why don't you start every time somebody gets shot, $25,000? Somebody get killed, $50,000 with a conviction. That's enough to motivate to cut all that out. Because they listen, once that clearance, right now we have a 69% clearance rate of solving homicides here in the city of Chicago. That's what I'm talking about. Now, maybe 5 years ago, it was only 15%. So 10%. So you had almost an 80 to 85% or 90% killing somebody in the city of Chicago and getting away with it. Now you have a probably maybe 30% chance, maybe 30 to 40% chance to getting away if you commit murder in the city of Chicago without getting caught. That's real talk.
I just think we need something done. I come from a family of cops. I have friends that I grew up with cops that are cops, and we sit down and we have conversations, and it's just really, really scary.
Okay. Now, can I ask you a question? Can we blame anybody?
No, we need to blame the person that's out here doing the shooting. I mean, when they're locked up, I in a lot of cases, they're letting shooters out. They go to court and they're being released. So, I mean, and then they go back and they commit the same old crime that they got caught up for. So something has to be done with the judicial system. People do have to turn these people in. I don't care how bad it hurt, how much it hurt. You got 10 and 12-year-olds out here shooting people. So it's something to do. We need to all come together and do something to bring a solution to this. And I'm for it. I'm down for it. I've been down for it. I do a little help and do a little stuff with the kids. So I am down for it.
Okay. Now, what can we do far as prevention? Now, you can't stop. Like my buddy, he's probably on here listening. He's not on the phone line. He said, Martin, he said in a couple of lives ago, he said that suppose we all downtown, we all having a good time, we just walking around, and somebody decide that they just want to shoot. The police have no way of stopping that. You can't stop that.
No, they don't.
Now,
I agree.
Suppose I'm at home, I'm having a family barbecue. All my family over there, we barbecuing a good time. Suppose one of my old uncles, there's a crackhead, he decided he want to shoot up in the air and flew around and shoot himself. Police have no way of stopping that. So we're going to have these incidents that we're not going to be able to stop every shooting, people. But what we can do, we can educate ourselves on what to do, not to do, how to identify something before it happens, how to get out of the way. We have no control over someone driving along the expressway and just start shooting. We have no control over that.
We don't.
So we have to look at these things like that. So we just don't have control. Chicago police job is to respond to crime. They can't be everywhere. Right. We got how many millions of people here? 5 million, something like that. I don't know. It's in the millions. And 20,000 police officers? 12,000? Come on now. It's not going to happen. Only thing I'm mad at this, and I see you, Helen. I'm coming at you. Only thing that I'm mad at right now. Thank you. Okay. They have made Chicago the face of crime. We're not the only one killing, like Dr. D said, that it's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. But let me go to my next caller. She's been waiting on long, and I don't want nobody waiting on long tonight. Come on, Helen. I believe it. Go ahead. You don't have to go nowhere, but come on, Helen.
Oh, hey, Martin. Hey, everybody. Dr. D, I hope you get well. I didn't know that you were sick. I'll pray for you and pray, good health for you, and that you get better.
Thank you.
Yes, it's been a lot. It has really been a lot that's been going on with our city, and I don't have no solutions that's gonna really stop crime. I don't have none. And I do have a suggestion.
Okay, let's hear
for us citizens here in this city, and that is to create a safe place for you at your home. I've never been a person that did crowds anyway. I don't know. I just, I don't like them. And if I do go, then I'm not in the mix of the crowd. I'm always outside on the perimeter somewhere where I can move around and I don't have to be, surrounded, by people. If I see something and that I want, and I want to, get out of the area real quick, I don't have to fight to try to get out of the area. I just try to think, the children, some years ago in Inglewood, when there was a lot of violence in Inglewood, we would walk the streets and help the parents create a safe place in their backyard so that their children can play. We would make some suggestions. Hey, no adults in the backyard, around the children, just the one, maybe the, mothers or whatever that's going to be watching the children. We just have to think, and, just try to be safe. I really feel for our young people. Rahm Emanuel closed everything. He closed all of their clubs that they used to go to. My friend had a club on 59th in Wentworth. It was called The Loft. And it was a nice club. He had different nights for different age groups, and he closed that club because they found a deceased body, like a block away from the club. And it was a nice club. He had upstairs, he had a downstairs, and, everybody, we just enjoyed being out. It was different. Some nights it would be different ages, of club goers there, and everybody just had a good time. We just wanted to have a good time and go home safely, but unfortunately, it's not like that for our young people. And our young people, they be on the blocks, and that's a target. the target. People may not have even had a disagreement, but people just want to shoot. You know why? Because now we're in this age of this soft on crime. You know, all as a result of defund the police. You know, so yeah, you know, that's all I can suggest.
I'm gonna play this little video, then I'm gonna come back to y'all with a sermon. I'm gonna play this video.
No, I'm done.
Okay,
yeah, I'm done. I'll listen.
Okay, I'm finna play this video. All right, people, here we go.
His response to the deadly holiday weekend that left 19 people dead and 109 others shot.
WGN political reporter Tamon Bradley takes a closer look at the mayor's response.
Good evening. Last Friday, Mayor Johnson landed back in Chicago after a trip to New Orleans. From the airport, he traveled straight to Greater Grand Crossing, the scene of a mass shooting where neighbors and the wider Chicago community demanded answers.
Today, I stand here today heartbroken.
More than any other official, the Chicago mayor must wear the stain of the city's staggering gun violence. Brandon Johnson, a West Side resident, insists he gets it, and he's up to the challenge.
There's no secret where I live, right? You know, that's why this is personal for me. I've shared this. We've had gunshots come through our home. I'm so sick and tired of losing black boys to violence in this city. It grieves me fiercely.
After 19 people were killed, dozens more wounded during the extended 4th of July weekend, Johnson and his long-term solutions approach face increasing scrutiny. During a morning press event at police headquarters, Johnson was grilled. The mayor was forced to explain why he was not in Chicago on the 4th.
Given the fact that 4th of July is known to be a very violent time in the city of Chicago, do you think that was a wise idea to be out of town?
Well, here's what I can say emphatically, that my work never ends. It doesn't. You know, I accept the responsibility of 24/7 on call every day of the week.
Last Friday, the 5th, Johnson met people impacted by the violence, including a family that lost 3 loved ones, including an 8-year-old boy. Critics want more. Johnson foe Alderman Raymond Lopez took to X to highlight ShotSpotter alerts across the city. This is what the criminal enablers don't want you to see. Over a 3-day period, nearly 500 shooting incidents across the districts with gunshot detection technology, he wrote. Despite the mayor's decision to cancel the city's agreement with the company behind the tech, a group of city leaders wants to reverse Johnson. Once again today, the mayor said he's not changing his mind. Instead, he'll keep pushing his comprehensive approach to public safety.
My ultimate goal is to transform this city so we cut off the pipeline of boys between the ages of 10 and 19 being either victims or the perpetrators.
The mayor also stressed that everyone must take responsibility for helping end violence. And tomorrow, along with city health leaders, the Johnson administration will explain how residents can do just that. Tamon Bradley, WGN.
All right, people. We heard that. Stop sharing that. All right. Now, let me get to
It's
talk.
over, Martin.
Huh?
It's over.
It's over. Well, let me.
It's over for Chicago.
Well, it can't be. You coming back?
It's over though.
Are you coming back here? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be back next week.
All right then. So it's not over for Chicago. You got to remember.
Well, I got my family there, so I can't abandon them.
Okay. Remember, we have millions of people here, right? Only 100 and something got shot, which is sound like a lot. It's really not a lot according to millions of people. I'm just being honest with you. But let me just say this, no disrespect to none of the families out there that's grieving, those of you that shot due to gunshot violence and all that. We got millions of people here in the city of Chicago and on 103. I know that sounds crazy coming from the crime chaser, but it's the truth, people. It's the truth. Listen.
Where were they mostly shot at, Martin? On the south side or west side?
I believe both. Let me look at the chart. I need to go look at the chart. Mostly, in the high crime areas. I want to know the breakdown. Yeah, in the high crime areas.
I want to know the breakdown.
So my YouTube people, listen, Chicago is a beautiful place to live. It's a wonderful place, but you have to be careful. And again, let me just say this. I'm going to go on a rant real quick, people. I'll be back. So y'all don't interrupt me, please. Listen, you have to. This is a perfect candidate for a gunshot victim. A perfect candidate is a person that works, go to school, go to church, mind their business, pay their bills, and do everything that they're supposed to be doing. You are a perfect victim for gunshot violence. You're a victim for being robbed, carjacked, assaulted, everything. You're the perfect victim. Well, you say, well, Martin, why do you say that? Because another gang banger or gang member probably going to think twice before he run up on another gang member because, hey, he might have a gun. So I'm going to have to do a sneak attack on him. One thing I learned about a street person that carries a gun, they do not want to get into an exchange of fire. They want to be the ones that shooting the gun. They don't want nobody shooting back at them. It's too risky. And I always tell the young people, just as much as you're ready to kill, you should be ready to die. It can go either way. Again, if CPD, the government, if you really, really want to nap all these shooters and murders, all you have to do is give away a monetary reward. Some of these folks will turn their mama in. They'll turn their father in. They'll turn their brother in, their uncle, their sister for that cash. Trust me. Especially if they could be anonymous and nobody find out, man, they're going to turn them in so quick. You got even old mothers going to turn their child in for the money, for the reward money. Again, it's the same thing. Just think about, you give violent prevention groups, organizations, millions of dollars. Come on now, what's wrong with giving somebody $25 reporting a shooter, giving a video, or reporting a murder, $50,000? You can move then. You report a murder, you can move. You can pack up and get out of here and go somewhere else. I'm telling you, people, if we really want to solve these crimes, that's what we're going to do. Listen, CPD is focused on violent criminals. That's what they really want. They're not really caught up in other crime, you smoking weed and all that. Not even so much harder you selling weed. But they do want the heroin, that fentanyl. Now, they heavy on that. They are hard on that. Those are felony cases. Selling crack cocaine, those are felony cases. I'm telling you, young black men, those of you that's listening to me, please do not sell yourself short. I often say this: if someone pay you to shoot up the lakefront or shoot up the downtown area, don't do it. And I'm going to tell my listening audience, those of you listening to YouTube, Twitter, X, Facebook, whatever you may be listening from, the scripture said the love of money is the root of all evil. All we had to do is follow the money. It's money. Everybody get paid off black people mistakes. They get paid off black people not knowing. They get paid when black people get locked up. They get paid when black people go to the hospital. They get paid when black people go into the justice. I'm telling y'all, this is real. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. We the last one to find out. Seriously, it's not a laughing matter. It's not a laughing matter. And it's real talk. Listen, right now as I speak, they got a 10-day, a black alderman, and I hope he's listening to me, and I'll say it if I see him. If you're concerned about the residents parking, we understand that. Okay, you ticketing and you towing. What about the beach parking? You won't allow them. The public city park where you pay to park, why are you keeping that closed? That's another thing. Let us tell the truth. No one got shot on the lake this year. They got shot on the bridge. They got shot on the ramp. They got shot in the parking lot. On the beach, no one got shot. Not, at least not on 31st Street. That I do know. Coming from the crime chaser. They have ran away all the people. Now watch how many white people come on that lake. I'm telling you. See, we had 31st Street years ago. Then they start ticketing and started. Then all of a sudden they built the pier. The white people had it. Now the white people are disappearing. Now the black people are back. Now I guarantee you, if all of us, our black self, run up on the north side, they're gonna say, hey, they're gonna say, well, the lake, the beach is closed because of contamination. They're gonna make up some excuse because they don't want us up there. I guarantee you, the things that they pull on the south side beaches, they don't do up on the north side with the white folks. You know it. I've seen a police captain, white lady, tell people to put their cigarette out. Put your cigar out. On the lake? Come on now. In the park? Come on now. You're not going to go on North Avenue and do that. You're not going to do it. See, these are the things that kills the community and the police relationship. These things are killing. And people looking at the police, hey, we just here trying to enjoy ourselves, have a good time. We're not shooting. We're not fighting. None of those things. But you want to come over here and tell us to put our cigarette out. We can't smoke our cigarette over right here. We got to walk over there and smoke the cigarettes and the cigars. Come on now, people. Make it make sense. Now, again, this is my solution. If you want to help get all the killers, start giving $25 for the shooter and $50,000 for the murder. If you report a murder, $50,000. If you report a shooter, $25,000. That's it. I guarantee you that's going to kill a lot of that. That's going to, at least a lot of crime. It may not stop the shooting, but a lot of shooters will be locked up. And that's what you want. We don't want people to walk among us that going to run into a house, shoot a woman in the neck, shoot a niece, and shoot some babies while they run around. We don't want that type of behavior, people. That's not good. That's not well at all. We do not want that type of behavior among us. We're not hiding baby killers. Period. Chicago is on fire. There's so much help. Look at the migrants. They're having a good time here. They're enjoying the lakefront. They're enjoying their benefits. All this. Black people, all it takes is one shooting and we're going to scatter. We scatter each other. We don't want to come outside now. Going up on the north side and watching them enjoying the lakefronts and downtown. Watch these white people, they're enjoying it. And don't act like don't nobody get shot downtown. Don't act like don't nobody get shot far up on the north side. They get shot too as well. So my point is to my people, it starts at home with the parents, not just the mothers. And we do know that more parents have physical custody, which we call the custodian parents of these little boys and girls that's out here acting up. Now, if you can't gain control of your little youngster, as Chris say, you can't wait till your youngster starts standing 5'6" and 5'7" and 6'1" and 6'2", then all of a sudden you want to try to start disciplining them. It's too late. You have to start when they're young. When I say discipline, I'm not saying get a belt buckle and knock them upside the head or get the extension cord and whoop their leg. I'm not saying that. But you have to discipline them, because if you don't do it, we're going to create a monster, people, in these streets. Right now, as I speak, there are some young people just purchased a new pistol, a new rifle, and they are itching to use it on somebody. And all they need is one excuse in their mind. If you cut them off in traffic, if you mean mug them, if you talk crazy to them or lip box on social media, that's all they need is a little bit of excuse. And they want to shoot their gun. They got them. I'll give you an example. If you give a teenager a car and say, hey, I'm going to let you keep my automobile, but you can't do more than 35 miles per hour. You know that's not going to happen. That's the same way if you give a teenager a gun and tell him, now I'm giving you this gun just to only use it to protect yourself. Now you know that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. They're going to use that gun. And if they feel danger, they're going to use it. Now, CPD cannot be in all these areas, people. No one can stop. If someone decides to go to the lakefront and shoot a pistol in a crowd of people, there's no way in the world that the police would ever know that would finna happen. Unless we can look at them on social media, or if you're writing these letters and stuff like that, and somebody had to report. We don't know, people. So we can't stop all gun violence, but we can make it go down. Y'all know I always tell you, no sitting in the cars, and baby mamas, don't let your children, fathers drive your car. These things sound elementary, but they're right. Parents, search your child's room, search the bedroom, the pillowcase under the bed. Do that. So I'm done ranting. You guys can talk now, ranting. So I just want to let you guys know that. All right. Anybody want to say, Dr. D? I know you ain't feeling well.
Hey, Martin.
Hey. Oh, new call. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry, young lady. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's all right. Hey, Martin. I just wanted to say they need to keep the spiders.
Shot spotter. Shot spotter.
Spiders,
shot spotter. Say shot spotter.
Yeah. They need to keep them because my coworker lost her husband at work, and if they found somebody, the spotter. It's sad. And when I got up and seen that they killed them two mothers and the kids, I remember it used to be a time where the old people and the kids was off limits. So I mean, I feel sorry for my city. I feel sorry for my people. When are we gonna become as one? The Mexicans is sticking together. The Village Sweat. I work with the Village Sweat, and they all sticking together. If I would have one wish, my one wish would be, when is we gonna come together as one and unite as one? It's time that we finally come. We need to come together and stick together. And these parents need to stop being in kids' friends. You have to be a parent. A parent. Being a parent don't come with no manual, no instructions. Be a parent. Y'all need to step y'all game up. It's called sacrificing. And don't get me wrong, Chicago is a beautiful place to be. A beautiful place. Well, parents need to step up. It's time.
Okay.
We the only race. I feel sorry for us. I do. I cry when I think them two.
But let me ask you a question. Now, we're not the only one out here shooting and killing either. So there's other races out here shooting and killing.
No, don't. We're not the only races. You are exactly right. The Venezuelans is selling. I can't say the word, but you know what I'm gonna say. Mm-hmm. They selling they body. They half of them on house arrest, half of them. It's a lot what I see in 3 days, and it kills my soul. It really do. They get all the benefits. They eat for free. They driving nice cars. They get all our benefits, y'all. All our benefits. They living. But you're right. We're not the only race. We're not perfect.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Okay. Anybody else have anything to say?
So this is Dr. Davis. The problem that we have is we need to start from the top with these judges. A lot of our offenders that was out here are repeat offenders. Some of them had just got out of jail again and again and again. If the judges are constantly letting these people out of jail, what do you expect? They come out and they do even a worse crime. True, period. Just like that young man that went and shot the woman and killed the little 12-year-old that was a dancer. He had just got out of prison. Out of jail. Just got out the same day and went and killed the boy.
Dr. Davis,
So a lot of them are, yes, ma'am.
I totally agree with you. I've been going to court for 3 years for my daughter case. I totally agree with you. It do start from the top. It do. It really does. And I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you.
I know what.
And
I want to say something, but I want to let Dr. Davis finish. Go ahead, Dr. Davis. I want to say something. Not attacking.
Well,
Go
I'm
ahead.
quite about finished because it's not, the judges need to step up as well and give them more time in the jail system until they're hear their case out. And that's just how I feel, because if they're getting out of jail and committing even a worse crime that they did before they went in there, the first time or the second time or the third time, and they constantly become a repeat offender, let's just say this, the police department are doing the best that they can. All they can do, like you said, is try to catch the people. What else can we, get from the police officers? The judges have to do their job, the parents have to do their job, and so do the police. And that's our village right there.
Okay.
We have to. Go ahead.
Dr. D, I was
Ryan.
just saying, it's just me now. I don't want you to think I'm fighting against you, what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But all crimes are not life sentence, people. How long can we keep these people in jail for some of these crimes? Give you an example. You catch a man with a gun. You caught him with a gun. He wasn't shooting, he wasn't robbing anybody, but then he get out bond, he come home the next day. Then he go out there and shoot and kill somebody. But it's sad, but I understand. You can't keep nobody in jail for just having a gun on them. They probably don't have no record. No, but that don't mean they never shot and killed nobody. That's where the laws are set up. So you have certain laws like murder, which is a real bad thing. Having a gun, if you're a felon, which is a bad thing, can send you away for a while, but it's not a life sentence. So my thing is, when these criminals come out, we shut them out the workforce where they can't get no real job to take care of their families. What do we expect? It's like a cycle. Just keep repeating and keep repeating. You say, well, hey, man, I was 15 years old when I shot that man. I'm 35 years old. I haven't been in no trouble. But I can't even work at the post office. I can't even become a police. I can't even work in no type of government official job. So what do you expect these people to do? 35 years old, 2 children. What are you going to do? Sell some dope? We going to rob, snatch, and grab? It's a cycle. That's all I'm asking. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about somebody that just went and carjacked or robbed somebody yesterday, went to jail, and now he's out on an album, and now he gone the next day to kill someone or shoot someone. I'm not talking about those who are trying. It's a difference when those are trying and they just got caught up in the street. But these the ones that actually are really what you call criminals. And they're showing criminal behavior and making everybody's lives miserable. That goes for even the Venezuelans. Look at the man was on the L, and he had the nerve to pull up that he had a gun in his pants, robbing people on the L. Like, who does that? He ran up. He didn't run up on the right people. But I'm just saying, I'm not talking about those, Martin, that's really trying. It's the difference when people are really trying. But they cannot keep giving them a slap on the back when they robbing, stealing, killing, shooting 74-year-olds, shooting 100 people. That's just getting out of pocket now. That's a little, not those who's trying, though. I agree with you on that. It's not a life sentence. Those who are trying is different. But those who's not trying, that's a big difference.
Somebody said Patrick Williams.
Martin, can I
Yeah,
Mark,
go ahead, Helen.
Mark.
Go ahead.
Oh, hold on, Mark. Not just hit something else.
Okay, yeah. Oh, all right. So, just going back to the what's that bond thing? You know, like you said, if somebody get caught with a gun, like you can't keep them. You know, it used to be a time a person got caught with a gun. It may be their first gun case. They may be in jail waiting for this quote unquote speedy trial, but they may be in jail for 2 or 3 years, right? Even before they get a trial. So with this bail reform, okay, they said, okay, we're not going to keep people in jail. But once that person comes out of jail, okay, they put this money into certain agencies, right? So those agencies are supposed to offer case management services to the people that's coming out. I'm not going to mention the organization, okay?
Please don't.
But I was working with them. I'm not going to do that because I'm still in good standards with them. But they hired me. They hired me and said, okay, we want you to go out and find the jobs. So that I was the case manager at the time. So when you're a case manager, you talk to managers of different companies and you get them to at least give you one job, okay? And so that's what I was doing, and I was very good at it. I was going to different companies. I was talking to them, explaining to them the type of people that I was case managing. And so, some of the companies was like, okay, yeah, we'll hire one of your people. And I would also ask them if I could have, 2 weeks or whatever with this person before I sent them, to just make sure that they had, car fare and lunch fare, whatever it was that they needed, kind of get them familiar with whatever company that I got for them to go to work in and what was expected of them. So that was 2 weeks for me to do that. No one ever bought me a client. They never bought me a client. I would go to that company. I'm hustling. I'm asking, this is what I got. I'm talking to these employers, telling them, I'm begging. I'm on my knees begging. I mean, I'm selling the program. And companies agreed. But you know what? When I would go back, you know what they would say? These people don't want to work. But how do you know if you have not given me a client? That's all I'm asking. Give me the client. Let me talk with the person. Because that was a process. I did. I wanted to talk with the person. And then, check this out. I would even go one further and say, okay, if you say that person isn't ready, is it somebody in the family that's ready? Like, I was willing to take maybe the person's girlfriend, boyfriend, or even a member in the family that may need employment. Nobody ever bought me a client. They never bought me a client. So it's a lot of factors and variables that's out here. These people get these money. Some of these nonprofits, they get this money, but they didn't do the work. And no one is overseeing it. No one is going back. They're not asking for the data. But where your people at? They were signing up anybody just to get a name. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. And the thing about it is, it exists, but you fail to do anything about it because everybody's so busy. Everybody want to be on the cameras and everybody want to make a speech. Vote for me and I'll set you free. And the people bought into it. So I don't say a whole lot because I know a lot, but I don't say a whole lot. So all I'm saying is we got to see the game. Certain things, when they be FUD, if you ever hear, they talk about these numbers. The thing called fudging numbers. You balloon, you make believe, or you put something out there and you sound real sweet and you sound slick when you're presenting it to the people to make it sound good, like you're really doing something. And that's sad, man, because people are dying. And I'm going to tell you, the mothers, they hurting. The parents are hurting. So I don't know. I did my part. This is what you told me to do, and that's what I did because I wanted our community to heal. I wanted our brothers to have something. Try to encourage them to make it to that 2 or 3 week gap before they get a paycheck. Because once they get that paycheck, they're going to be good. They start feeling good about themselves. They start feeling useful instead of useless. So, that's my ad. So, it's when we say accountability, and I hear everybody saying accountability, because of my experience, I be like, man, yeah, we do need some accountability. We need some accountability from these agencies. It's getting the money.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the migrants too for a minute. Just for a minute, and then I'm going to be done. They ain't getting nothing. All of these different agencies that the city is giving the money, they eat it up in administrative costs. I know, I've been there. Done that. Seen it. These people ain't getting no money. They probably was when this big migration started. They ain't getting nothing. Look at the agencies that they're giving this money to. And I'm done.
Okay. That's
I
something.
got something to say, Martin.
Go ahead.
Like I said before, I really think Illinois needs to bring back the death penalty because enough is enough. You get these people, these repeat offenders, then attempted murder charges 2 and 3 times, that had already killed somebody, now they out on bail. A lot of times, when these people make it, a lot of times these people kill somebody and they be reported in the news, you find out they've been arrested 10, 15, 20 times. We need to just bring back the death penalty. Because some people are not redeemable.
Do you know why Illinois did away with the death penalty? Do you know about that?
No, I don't. Why did they?
Do anybody on this line know why? I'm asking anybody on here. Helen, do anybody know?
It's a liberal city, Democrat city.
No, that's not why.
No.
Go ahead.
No.
I know why, but go ahead. Well, do y'all want me to say it? I'm gonna wait on you guys. Anybody?
Yes, go ahead and say it.
The reason why.
Because.
Go ahead, Dr. D.
Okay,
go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead, Dr. D.
Oh, you see it, Martin?
No, let Dr. D. This is my show. Come on. Go ahead. Go ahead,
The
Dr.
main reason why they had to stop the death penalty because so many people were being falsely accused
Tell
of
the
murder
truth
when they
and
were
shame
not
the
actually
devil.
being.
Tell the truth
They didn't commit murder. You
and
see what
shame
happened
the
with
devil.
the former chief. What was his name? Berg. He made all them people say that they committed murder and they chastised them, beat them, and everything. Come to find out, why you think so many people are being released now? Here it is, 2024, and they never did commit murder. They released them because of some nice lawyers decided to look at their case. So they had no choice but to abandon the death penalty because too many innocent people were being put on death row.
So do we blame?
Well, that still should be no excuse.
No, hold on. I'm just
There
saying.
shouldn't be no excuse.
Why not? Let you sit in jail. How would you like to sit in jail for 24 years and you didn't shoot and kill nobody and you was forced to confess that you did this? How would you like that?
Okay, but Martin.
No, I'm
don't
just
throw out
saying.
the baby
Answer the
with
question.
the bathwater.
Answer the question.
I wouldn't like it, but I
But
feel
what?
like the number of people who was being falsely accused was not outnumbered by the people who actually did the crime.
How come it wasn't?
You telling me?
How come it wasn't?
Where's the data that shows?
How come
I'm
it
not
was?
saying it is, but I'm just speculating. Where's the truth? Where's the data?
Well, I'm gonna
Where's the
prove
data
it.
that
I'll
shows
find
that?
it for you because a lot of innocent black.
Mike,
Go ahead.
Mike,
Go ahead.
Mike, you know that throughout this country, because you always told me, Illinois was the #1 state in wrongful convictions.
Thank you.
That was like a nationwide
Google it,
research
young
survey
lady.
that's right. Survey that they did,
Yeah.
and they said Illinois was the top state for
Google
wrongful
it.
conviction.
Google
Okay,
it.
so what's the
Hold on.
answer then?
Hold on.
If we can't kill these people, what are we gonna do?
Listen.
Some people need to be put down.
Okay,
like dogs.
well,
I'm sorry.
well,
enough is enough.
Well, maybe Malcolm X needed to been put down when he was committing crime, when he went to jail.
Oh, well, if he was committing crime, then I mean, look, if you're a repeat offender, you out here killing people over and over again. You need to be put down. You are a threat to the community. You need to be put down. I'm sorry. Eliminate these threats.
But see, the thing
That's the only way. That's the only way.
The thing is with that is you have a court system, a justice system that says you're innocent until you're proven guilty. But we know blacks, we're guilty until we're proven innocent. So it's just a reverse for black people. It's the reverse. So we know that we know that the law is practiced on black people to the fullest extent. Now, my thing is, I'm not trying to say everybody need a pat on the back, but the same law that the white people don't go to jail for, the blacks shouldn't either. That's why you hear a lot of white people say, right now today, a lot of white people say it. Kim Foxx let them out of jail. She let them out of jail. She let them out of jail. No, it's the system. Kim Foxx didn't make this system. It's the system, people, that the white people made and laid down. Now, Kim Foxx is going by what's on black and white. You can't bring Kim Foxx no case that you're going to circumstance information that you're going to bluff the person to confession. She's not going for that. She's making these detectives do their work. You have to do real policing now. If you want these criminals, go to jail, arrested, do the work, and we can get them off the street. She stands 100% with law enforcement as long as they got the proof, the burden of proof, and the paperwork. You can't expect her to agree with the police if you're not doing all the paperwork. Now, even with this shooting on 71st Street, people, now, they might have an idea who did it. They might, but they have to prove it. Okay, what was you at this certain time of day? Do you have an alibi or something? So they can know you did something, but they have to prove it unless you confess it. Really talk.
I understand that.
Let me say this too, and I'll let you talk.
That.
My nephew, which is he was slow. He couldn't read well. He did a crime. Now, I'm not going to admit. So they told him, no, he did an armed robbery. That's what he did. They told him, sign these papers right here. You can go home. Couldn't read that well. He signed the papers. It was confession papers. So they tricked him. The police tricked him. See, police is, they do these things for convictions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they play these games. They tell a person, okay, we got a video of you doing it, and they might not even have the video. So the person just gonna just tell everything. So they do little things like that. Now, I'm not saying that is right or wrong. You know, that's their tactics. They lie. They tell us not to lie, but they lie. That's the purpose of us having body cams, dash cams, pod cams, all this, because the police have a history. Chicago police, which I call the police if I need to, have a history of lying on people, on black people committing certain crimes. They have a history of that. And we know that. And they have gotten away with it for years. And it's almost now, crime has got, listen, it was okay, Helen, you can agree with me. Maybe Dr. D can agree with me on this. It was okay when the projects was up on the south side of Chicago, did all that killing and murder and drug selling. As long as it was contained in those areas, it was okay. It was okay. Don't bring that to Hyde Park. Don't bring that to Mount Greenwood. Don't bring that on the north side. Don't bring it downtown. It's okay. It's acceptable. It's expected in these areas. Now we live in a different day and time now. Nobody's safe. Even the ones that's paying $10,000 a month for their condo or for their mortgage, whatever they got. They're not even safe anymore. Downtown was a safe haven for everybody. Everybody would go down there, dress up, sightsee and everything. You wouldn't have to worry about getting robbed or getting shot or getting killed. But it's a new day now. Helen, we've been getting robbed for decades. Shot, we've been getting killed, we've been hurt, we've been blamed. Y'all don't work with the police. So since black people don't work with the police, what about the white people downtown? Are they working with the police? They're getting robbed, shot, killed now. All the downtown now. You didn't hear about too many people getting killed downtown. Come on, Helen.
Sure did.
Or the Gold Coast.
Or the Gold Coast.
Or the Gold Coast.
I'm just saying, what I'm saying is,
and then,
go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Wait. And then let's look at hold on now, 100 or 9,000. I'm just gonna be short. And let's look at the recent murder of FBG Duck.
True.
He got killed on the Gold Coast.
On the Gold Coast.
Some boy
I didn't even think about that.
From the south side and went down there and killed him in broad daylight.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot all about that. Yeah, you're right.
So, absolutely, so the crime now is spread throughout the city. It's not isolated in just our community anymore. And I want to just add one more something, at the laws, and how they differ. Back in the day when black people got arrested for something and white people got arrested for something. When Obama was in office, he looked at the drug laws. He saw that black people got more years if they possessed crack cocaine than white people if they possess the powdered cocaine. So let's say that a white man may have got caught with 5 tons of the powder cocaine, and a black man got caught with 2 rocks. Black man got 20 years, white man got 2 or 3. So back then the laws was unjust, so now it's the same laws for everyone. Also, we are moving into community policing now.
Yes,
they fought for community control of the police. And I think that is a good thing. But I don't know if the community is clear on exactly what that is.
Say it, Helen.
What is community policing? How do we implement that in our community? Because all I used to hear about was, hey, community control of the police. But I never saw any bullet points that would guide me on what I'm supposed to do as a community member when we talk about community policing. I'm done, Martin.
Okay, well, all right, Martin. you're right. Yes, if you don't know your rights and if you're not educated, unfortunately, just like anything, anybody, and any corporation in this world, you're going to get taken advantage of. It's not just the police or the justice system. It's not right, but they take advantage of your ignorance. I'm just saying, if it's not going to be the death penalty, thankfully in my state we do have the death penalty, because sometimes it's just needed. But in the case of all this crime, everybody knows that Chicago needs a serious criminal justice reform haul. The whole system just needs to be redone, fire all these people, bring back, the people who had things in order. Maybe we need Al Capone back. We need something.
Do you know who Al Capone is? Do you know?
Yes.
You're not making no sense, young lady. Al Capone was a gangster. He was a murderer.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying. Just like that Larry Hoover guy, he was also a gangster, but I heard he had things in order. So, something needs to be done. There's no leadership, there's no authority. Everybody just out for themselves.
Okay.
They just
do me
whatever.
a favor. I want to put you on hold for a minute. I want to challenge you on something. I want you to Google how many people got shot and killed in the state of Atlanta last year. You can Google
I'm
that.
not in Atlanta, so
that's
irrelevant to me.
No. Why is it irrelevant for you? Why is it that? Because they have the death penalty. But what I'm trying.
I'm not in Atlanta.
I'm not in Atlanta. Where are you? What state you are in? Georgia? You in Georgia?
Well, Atlanta is the city. I'm not in the city.
Well, are you in Georgia?
Yes.
Okay, Google that and tell me how many people got shot and killed last year. How many homicides was in that state? Do that for me.
Are you going to compare the state of Georgia
hold
to the
on.
city of Chicago?
Are you going to ask? Are you going to do it or not? If not, I'll move on to the next person.
Wait.
I'm asking a question. Hold on. Don't tell me what I'm asking the question. If you don't want to answer, I'm going to move on to the next person.
Georgia, the whole state?
Yes, ma'am. Google that.
Let me see. How many people were killed in the state of Georgia?
2023.
It says, wait a minute. Well, it's not. Okay, death rate in Georgia. Well, sometimes it takes a while for these statistics to upload.
Okay.
Right now, I don't see.
Okay. Well,
Mark, can you answer just Google? Mark, can you answer just Google how many people was killed in Atlanta, specifically the west side of Atlanta, over the July 4th weekend?
But I'm not in Atlanta though, so that's irrelevant to me.
Where you at? You in DeKalb? You in Decatur or you in DeKalb?
I'm close to there. I'm on the outskirts. I'm outside of I'm outside the perimeter. If you know what that means.
Okay. Let me just say this. The purpose of me asking the question is, see, you thinking I'm thinking we. The reason why I ask the question is I'm going to show you, prove to anybody out there that because a state has a death penalty doesn't stop them from killing. So I just want to say that. So we got jails. It's not going to stop these criminals from committing crime. Period. So that's all I'm saying. That's what the point I was trying to bring out. That's all I was trying to say. Not to make nobody look bad. It's just the point to bring it out. So when let me just say this, people.
The best thing you can do is just leave Illinois like I did. Just leave. Just get out.
Well, can I say something?
Go ahead, Doc.
Can I say something?
Yes, you can.
According to WSB2 Atlanta, these 131 Georgia teens and children were lost to gun violence in 2023. The youngest victim was just 6 months old. Georgia teens have been the victims of gun violence on nearly daily basis in 2023. In addition to teens and children who were killed, dozens more have been injured by gunfire since the beginning of the year. Channel 2 Action News has spoken to the families of multiple victims in Metro Atlanta who are all now grappling with the unimaginable loss of a child. Many parents have told us that gun violence needs to stop. And here is the link.
See, that's all I was just saying. So even
Come on with them facts, Dr. D.
see, that's all I'm saying. All
Well,
this,
Atlanta don't have nothing to do with me because I'm not in Atlanta.
but
It
regardless,
said Georgia, but it said Georgia.
Well, look, I'm gonna tell you right now.
how you gonna argue with these facts?
No, I'm not arguing with the facts. I'm just telling you what I know and what I live. I'm just telling you, I feel a lot safer in my surrounding area. All that stuff is not really happening like that. It happens, but it's not happening on the same magnitude as Chicago. And you know why? Because there's not as many gangs down here, gang factions down here as it is up in Chicago. First of all, you got sidewalks. You got places, some places in here don't even have sidewalks. The sidewalks come and go. So you don't have people standing on street corners. You ride up and down the street, you don't see nobody standing on street corners. You don't see that.
At least not where you live at, right?
And I'm not.
Hold on. Speak for where you live at. You don't see people where you don't see people standing in the corner, the street corners, right? Or in the host. Are you referring to where you live at, or the whole state, or Atlanta? Well, which one are you referring to?
I'm referring to where I live.
Oh, okay. All right.
But even just the different cities that I drive around, like I said, the landscape here is not the same as Chicago. If anybody listening or in the audience, if you've been to Georgia, you lived in Georgia, can you attest to what I'm saying? The landscape is not the same down here. You ride up and down the street.
Okay.
You don't.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you have prostitution in Atlanta or Georgia? Yes or no? Hold it right there. Do people get killed in Atlanta?
Yes, I'm not in Atlanta though.
Okay, I'm saying, do you have gangs in Atlanta or Georgia?
Yes.
Okay.
I just said it's not as many though.
Hold it. Regardless, do they carjack in Georgia? One is too many. Like the sister.
Yes, of course. It happens everywhere.
Okay, all right, then that's my point.
So
when you think, hold on, when you think, since Georgia have the death penalty, they shouldn't have no crime. When you think that?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I'm not saying the death penalty solves things. The death penalty does not solve things. So by me saying that, I know that just because your state may have the death penalty, it's not going to be implemented nearly as much as it should be, if at all, really. You know, it's not like they're going to be killing people, putting people on death row every other conviction. It's not going to work like that. It may be on the books. It may be something that they can use, but they're not going to use that all the time because that's not going to make their state look good. I understand that. You know, so
then
I'm just saying, I'm just thinking hypothetically here.
Hold it. Yeah. But Dr. D, she threw up facts. So, you know, she put up the numbers. Let me just say this. There are some crimes that probably happen in the state of Georgia that go unreported. Same way here in Illinois, in Chicago. So you have crimes that probably go unreported just because they don't want certain communities to look bad. The property value is going to go down. Then the white people are going to start moving out, or the business is going to start closing down and relocating. So they do play with these numbers. You got to take all that into consideration. Now, another thing you take in consideration, who benefits from crime? Does black people benefit from crime or white people benefit from crime?
The people who hold stock and investments in the jails.
Okay.
Whether you black or white. That's predominantly white people though. So I guess white.
Okay. What about the healthcare system?
White. People who hold stock in these pharmaceutical companies.
What about
Pfizer,
the judicial system?
Same thing. I don't know if there's stock in the judicial system.
No, but I'm just saying who benefits. There's still money in that. You have to pay
the people who get these contracts to build the jails and the bonding companies. Those people.
So when you think when you think that it's an unfair system here, it's an unfair system.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's an unfair system everywhere, in every state.
Okay.
So,
Everybody
knows that.
I want you to think it because you know the playing field is not level. They're trying to level it out here in the city of Chicago where the no bond system, where you can't, whereas opposed to a rich person can bond out, the poor person got sitting there for 6 months for $100 bail on a low level crime.
Look, Martin, at the end of the day,
No.
the
We're
reason
going
all
on numbers. Go ahead.
No, I know. The reason all this is allowed to take place in Chicago and people are so confused about why this stuff don't make any sense, the judicial system, people are getting paid off of this, Martin.
That's what I just tell you. That's what
like you said so many times on your show, people get paid off this crime. The cops are getting hours. The lawyers, the judges, the people with these bonds, with these bonding companies, everybody is changing hands. Everybody is making money. It's not going to stop. They don't want it. They don't want it to stop. Otherwise, if I'm not mistaken, this is before my time, but somebody said, I remember somebody talking about a mayor of Chicago who had this city running real smooth. He was a black guy, kind of pudgy, and they said once he stopped being mayor of Chicago, everything went downhill. It must have been like in the 80s.
She must be talking about Harold Washington. But they was killing when Harold Washington was in too. He was a good mayor, but they was killing when he was there too.
I'm sorry. He wasn't a mayor. This guy was a police chief. They said once he left years ago, everything went downhill. I don't remember his name. I must have been a little kid. But
well, find out his name then. Find out his name.
I don't know his name. I really don't.
Well, when you talk to your mom, won't you need to read? You need to read up. Yeah, go ahead, Helen.
She talking about police chief. I
He's
forget
a black
his last
guy,
name.
dark skin.
His name. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. His name was Martin.
Leroy Martin.
It was police. Yeah, it was. His name was Leroy Martin.
It's still a lot of killers.
He was the police chief, but under him, there was a lot of wrongful convictions.
Mm-hmm.
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 Well, look, as long as there's money, opportunity.
Hold on, listen to the elder. Come on, sister. Go ahead, Helen.
Yeah, after him, he was under Daley, and Daley. That's when we had the most of our wrongful convictions. I believe it was Father Daley. They called him the boss, and then his son was the state's attorney.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was during that time.
Mm-hmm.
So my timeline might be a little messed up, but back then there was a lot of wrongful convictions.
Well,
a lot of black
as long as there's money,
were set up, sent to jail for years and years and years. 20 years later, they would find out that they were innocent. Patton, a couple of other guys. They would find out that they were innocent.
And the sad part, I'm agree with Helen on that. The sad part is still people inside that are still innocent. And they're only convicted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, as long as there's money to be made in this system, people are getting paid. You don't think all of this stuff is just for none, and they just working their fingers to the bone trying to find these people and stop crime, and they're not getting paid. They're getting paid handsomely. The lawyers, the prosecutors, the district attorney, all these people, judges. I really do believe that they don't want this to stop because there's money in keeping this stuff going. But I don't really understand how money. I don't really understand the full of it because I would think the crime and all the chaos would outweigh any amount of money that these people will be getting and the benefits. But this is a corrupt city. That's why they call Cook County Crook County. It's the reason they call it that.
Well, why do you think they call it that?
Because what I just said, all the corruption, the taxes, the red light cameras, which we know was founded on a bribery system. How the at these intersections with the red light cameras, how the yellow lights. I don't know if they fixed it by now, but when I heard about it, the yellow lights, they're purposely a couple seconds faster so they can trip you up and trigger the red lights to go off and get you. And you know, the high property taxes. I started to listen to that show you did about the property taxes. You know, they're just the high cost of living. You got the city stickers, the residential permit parking stickers. You know, it's just everything.
All right.
Everything is just
Hold it right there.
Chicago makes you dry.
All right, hold it right there. Now, on the screen, I have a chart, Helen. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says the homicide victims and victimization rates, Chicago from 1965-94. So the point of me putting this chart up is to tell people Chicago is not strange to homicide violence, gun violence, homicides, okay? So it been happening when we had the white mayors, the lady mayors, it was still happening. It was still happening. So here's a chart. So we can't blame all the homicide shootings on Brandon Johnson. Now, am I disappointed with Brandon Johnson? Yes, I am. Do I support Brandon Johnson anymore? No, I don't. But I'm just saying it, you know, hey, he's still a brother, but still, at the end of the day, I'm putting up these numbers. So even Harold Washington, he's a great mayor, but they were shooting and killing back then too. That didn't stop no murdering. Even when, what's that brother you just named, Martin? I think it was Leroy Martin. What year was that, Helen? Folks was getting killed. What year he was in?
I'm not sure. I think he was in the 80s.
Okay, well, we was getting killers then.
Before I was born. I think he was in the 80s because me and his daughter are friends.
I got some stuff. We had killers in the 80s. I could name you. I think it was 800 some, 859, 879, 600 some, 700 some. So all these numbers was high. These are homicides.
Well, you're not going
absolutely.
So
he was in there from. He was in there. He was appointed by Harold Washington in office November the 18th, 1987 to January the 29th, 1992.
Okay. Now, we'll just say 87. I think that's 400 some murders.
87 to 92.
88. I think that's like 600. 89, 400 and something murders.
But Martin, I think let me just interrupt you for a minute. I think what we have to look at too is back in those days, then we had the crack era. The crack was in our communities. And so now crack is gone, and now they, because they always trying to just kill our spirit, and kill our community and kill our people with something. So that was the crack era, because I remember I was living in Seattle at the time, and then now here we are, we fast forward. I remember back then with my friends, we used to sit and talk, and we used to always say how this government was 20 years ahead of their thinking, was 20 years ahead of what we was thinking. And so now when we fast forward, then after the crack era, we had women crack babies. Then our crack babies grew up in the 90s and, Now here we are in the 2020s, and we have, still the residue. And some of our children, they've grown up and became parents, and, they may lack some skills, some parenting skills. And now we have, our younger people now, when now the guns are so prevalent in our community. Just like I said the other day on your show, I was reading an article where the U.S. Army cannot account for thousands and thousands and thousands of guns.
They don't know where they are.
Mm.
And now let's go back a couple of years here in Chicago. Those 3 servicemen that was at a station, at a base station, an army station, I believe, in Kentucky, that was bringing guns up here to Chicago and was selling guns up here. They were in an army base. Those guns made their way up here to Chicago. That was right before the pandemic.
Mm.
When that case came out.
Now, can we agree that the guns aren't made in Inglewood and Auburn, Gresham, Chatham, North Lawndale? Can we all agree on that?
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
How are they? Now, my thing is, Dr. D, you're an educator. How is it that students can't get the materials they need to be great in school, but they can get a gun, something that they don't really need? They can get that easily. Easily. So something is not right, people. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, Dr. D, I'm not trying to get out of accountability, because the guns out there, that don't mean you have to pick them up and use them. Because the drugs is out there, that don't mean you have to pick them up and use them or sell it. I'm not trying to get out of accountability. But these things are placed to lure people into doing these things. You know, Dr. D.
Truck,
yeah, I'll talk about it in a minute. Helen, you know, and
listen,
they lured. Now, here we are. You bring a big truck, a 18-wheeler full of Nike shoes and whatever you had in there, in the black community in Inglewood. We already got gunshot violence. We got gangbangers. We got prostitution. We got homeless. We got bandit. We got so many criminal elements in our community. And you're going to bring another thing in our community to ignite to what we already got? Come on now. That's conspiracy. That's entrapment. You're trying to destroy the community. We asked them, why don't you take that on the north side somewhere? They ain't want to take it where the white folks at.
Yep. So
you was there, Helen?
Had the same results, and they don't want to show that.
No, they don't want to sell that.
Yeah.
Show it. So why would they bring, what type of mindset, who would bring a bay truck full of Nike gym shoes into the black community, poor, suffering, deprived community, lack of resources? You got gangs, prostitution, liquor stores, thousands of churches, a poor education, bad politics, all these elements of crime and bad things going on in our community, and you trying to bring in more elements? What that tell you? And I'm gonna go a little further than this. I'm the crime chaser, and I told you, Helen, I heard over the scanner that it was a case of guns dropped. It was in West 47. A case of guns, rifles was dropped in one alley, and then in the next alley, it was ammunition. So,
well, I remember we was trying to find the car.
Yeah.
We was trying to find the car.
So, come on, people. It's this all by design. Now, we just have to be educated enough, Dr. D. Don't get me wrong. I'm not with people killing people. I'm not with that. I'm not with people selling people drugs and destroying their lives. I'm not with none of those things. Some people, they are victims of their environment. Some people never use drugs. Some people never sold drugs. Some people never drank alcohol. We all have fell victim to something. Yours may not be drugs. Mine may be to women. Yours may be to cars. Yours may be to gambling. We've all fell victim to something, people. That's real talk. I'm preaching tonight, but it's real talk. 900. So it's not all the people. Now people, we have to take some blame now. Now, if I kill somebody else's son, I got to take that blame over an argument, over social media, over a woman that don't belong to you or me. We not married, we don't have no children, and I kill you over a woman? Something wrong with me. Over a dice game? I'm killing you because you got red on. I'm killing you because you got blue, the color blue. Something is wrong. Something is not right, people. Listen, black people, listen to me. And I hope y'all can put this on a reel. We, as a race of people, not all of us, we're like an army that's turning the guns on each other. That's what it is. I'll say it again. We're like an army that's turning our weapons on each other. And that's real talk. We're slaughtering each other over a dice game, over a color, over a woman that don't belong to neither one of us, over somebody else's car that we're trying to take, over somebody else's furniture or house that we kicked the door in a home invasion. Something is wrong with us. People, we're like an army. Have you ever seen an army that turn the guns on each other, Helen, or Dr. D, or 900? I've never seen an army that turn a gun on each other. Maybe you might hear maybe one or two, but it's like all of us, we're turning guns on each other. When a black person buy a gun, listen, you know who he buying that gun for. I'm not even gonna go there, but you know who he buying a gun for. You know what picture he got in his mind, who he buying that gun for. You know that too. We all know. I ain't got to say it. We know it. We know it. He buying it more for just protection. He buying it for somebody that look like him. Go ahead, Helen.
But you know, this is Dr. Davis.
Oh,
you know
Dr. Davis,
what's
I'm sorry.
interesting to me, like the young man that got out of jail and shot the pregnant woman. I think she was pregnant and killed her 12-year-old son.
The system failed
He got
her.
out of jail the same day, and then he got a gun the same identical day. Like, how did he get a gun that fast?
Mm-hmm.
That fast in a matter of just hours. Got a gun with no problem. Like, wow. That's something to think about too. How fast are you all getting these guns?
But you know what, Dr.
It's
D?
like they know exactly where to go.
Yeah. Dr. D, I believe the system failed that young lady. That lady did everything that she was supposed to do. Everything. She did Dr. D, she did everything that she's supposed to do. But the system failed her.
Yep. Sure did. Also have went to court that day. Didn't make it. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Can I ask y'all a question? Why is it that we are afraid of one another, rightfully so? Then once we are afraid of one another, we move away and the other man come in and buy our houses up. Why is that?
It's by design. This is the divine order. Divine order. On the brainwashing. They just get started. They don't have this plan.
Yeah. Let me say something to divine order.
Let me say.
Go ahead, Helen. Go ahead. I'll hold my thumb.
I don't think that, like when black folks move out of black neighborhoods. I think what happens, and I think this happens all the time, is when we upgrade, I don't think there's anything wrong with selling a house in a neighborhood and moving to another black community that may have a little more opportunity, a little more, like the
I agree with you.
The chances of living is a little higher, have a little better schools. I mean, the school system is the school system. I don't care what neighborhood you move in. They may have, walking ability, recreations, resource. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, because if you have been in the Black community and you work hard and you save your money, you do what you try your best, you trying your best to keep your kids close. You may have even succeeded. And so I don't think that there's anything wrong with Black people wanting to upgrade their lives and their environment, their lives, and their children's lives, because there are Black people out here that's doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are Black couples with Black children. They're still connected to the community. They choose not to live there because now they worked hard. They've been in that community. And there's nothing wrong. We have smart Black children that's living in some of these same neighborhoods with undesirable environments. How they do it, how they keep their mind strong, even if their mothers are not really there or don't have the skills to guide them. See, we have Black children like that. It's in our communities. We see them. They walk past us every day. Do we support them? They there. Couples, I think this is I'm gonna finish after that. There was a couple. They, lived in, out of Inglewood. They lived in Inglewood all their life. They started coming up, both of them, everybody seen their transition. They seen how hard it was for them being married with a lot of children. They didn't leave the neighborhood. It was I don't know what weekend. I think it was a 4th of July weekend, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago. It was sitting on the porch. Somebody come by shooting. It shoot mom. Now dad got to raise the children by himself.
Mm.
But they didn't leave the community. They stayed in the community.
Okay.
So it's nothing wrong with leaving.
No,
it's nothing wrong.
My point was, we're afraid of each other because of what the news put out, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a shell. We don't enjoy the parks anymore. We don't enjoy the lakes. We can't enjoy downtown. So we have nowhere to go. It's like everywhere we go is almost like a conspiracy. Something happens. If someone gets shot in a parking lot of a certain club, they're going to say it happened there. It didn't happen in the club, but it happened outside in the parking lot, which you really have no control over it. You can't, Helen, if somebody right now that's listening to this podcast decide that they want to go downtown right now on a shooting spree, nobody knows what they're about to do. How would we know? How would we know? How could the police stop it? Stop him from even killing one person or shooting a person? We don't know what's in the minds of everybody. Some people, they're taking pills, and I've been told that when you pop pills, whatever mood that you in, that's your reaction. That's what you do. I don't know. I never popped a pill, ecstasy or Molly, whatever they think, but they said it makes you act ugly. So if you're in an ugly mood, you act ugly. If you're in a sexual mood, you have sex.
You're talking about that ecstasy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the ecstasy, Martin, that had you like that. Whatever mood you in, when you get high, that's the mood that you're going to be in.
Now imagine, Helen, a person, Dr. D, 900, that's have a mental illness already. No, they don't supposed to be taking them no other medication. only what's prescribed to them, and they popping pills, and they're in a bad mood. That's a walking time bomb right there, waiting to explode, waiting to explode.
Yes, it is.
You
Yes,
know,
it
Dr. D,
is.
more so I am. You the professional. You know, you've counseled people like this, and so man, just imagine people. This is what we're dealing with. Don't forget mental health now. Well, this is what we're dealing with. 900, when you was here, you was on the red line. Imagine someone got on the red line that already suffered from some type of mental illness, popped a pill, decide that they want to take a knife out of their purse or their pocket, a pocket knife, and just start coming at you, start swinging. You haven't done anything to them. And I always tell people, if you are a good citizen, good as in going to work, don't bother nobody, mind your business, you are a perfect candidate to be a victim. You're what you call a soft candidate. Really, you are. If I put it in those words. Being honest with you, people. So we got an uphill battle to fight. Dr. D, we can't do it, but go ahead, Helen.
I want to say something about the mental health, and we know we seen that.
Yeah.
We know if you go back administration back when Rahm Emanuel closed all the mental health facilities. We seen it.
Mm-hmm.
We seen them all out. They were not getting their medication. He said they were not getting their medications. They wasn't getting services. They wasn't getting case management.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we saw
Brandon Johnson trying to bring it back. So hopefully
yeah, he is, and I hope he do. Because Brandon at the time, he was an activist. He come from the activist community. So he saw that. He saw the trauma. He saw all the people. I did too. He saw all the people in Roseland. And I used to work out there. I would see them, man. I would be scared. But then I had to kind of, I went from fear to just being aware and being kind. That's where I went because I was, working with them. And out in Roseland, they were everywhere. And it went from fear to just being sad. The way he closed those facilities like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Carl Bell at Jackson Park Hospital, when he closed that facility. Dr. Carl Bell, he was a good doctor, a good Black mental health doctor. He was on Stony Island seeing them patients because they had kicked him. They closed his ward. Very, very distinguished, educated man. Cared about his people.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to make sure that he served, and he was set out there on Stony Island. Case manager just client.
Yeah, well, hopefully it changes back and you start getting the help that they need because that's a fact that not only these people drinking lean, they doing methamphetamine, they doing fentanyl. I know over the course of 3 months, I know 4 young men that's 22 years and younger, all smoke marijuana with fentanyl on it, and every last one of them had a heart attack and died. And I went to all 4 funerals, and all I could do is walk on my cane. By the way, I have sickle cell, you guys, really bad. I could walk on my cane and just sit down and shake my head and watch the mother and father just sit there and cry because their children had heart attacks. So we're dealing with a bunch of dangerous combinations: alcohol, marijuana, crack cocaine, heroin, steel, and fentanyl. The fentanyl is killing them so fast. So hopefully, moving forward, that they'll be able to get the help they need. And hopefully, the younger generation will see that they got to be real careful what they smoking on their weed. Period. And hopefully things will change. And I'm gonna end it for myself tonight. I want you all to have a good night.
Okay, thank you. We get ready.
Out there.
Thank you. We get ready. Helen, You can remember back in our day, Helen, we around the same age group. You didn't see too many young people on drugs. You didn't see too many young people. Now, in today's society, you have a lot of young people that's hooked. I mean, hooked, addicted to drugs. And I ain't just talking about that loud either. And all them chemicals they inducing in their body, smoking them vapes, all them different chemicals.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just y'all follow me on this. Somebody just made a comment. You got the violent video games. You got the drill music. You got the bad parenting. Okay. You got the environment that is full of drugs, alcohol, gang banging, drug infested, high crime area. You got all these elements. Liquor stores on every corner. A lot of storefront churches. You know, you have all these elements. Then you got incest. You got uncles messing with little babies and own family members, and it's so much. You got the alphabet community saying it's okay to be this way, and you know, hey, you transforming little babies. Let somebody become grown and let them decide what they care for in the bedroom, what they like. Don't groom no little child. That's not fair. You're not being fair to the child. Let them decide. Everybody have a choice. And every man and every woman know their appetite at the end of the day. I don't care what you holding hands with. I don't care what you sleeping in the bed with. You know what you like. Period. So my point is, we have so many elements to go through, to fight, to try to make it. Life is more than just going to school, get an education, and work for a big corporation. You know, life is about family, loving on each other, providing for each other. It's not who have the most education or the biggest car or the biggest house. Those things are material things. Those things are lent to us for a little while, people. That body that you're in. And Helen, you know, once you hit that 40, them health issues start kicking in. Them bones, especially when you hit 50, you get to feeling it. You can't eat all that ketchup and hot sauce and spicy stuff every day like you used to do when you was young. Your body gonna tell on you. It's gonna start breaking down, people. I don't care how well you look and how maintained you think you are. That body, you're gonna leave that body. There's a church song said there's a leak in this old building. There's a leak in this old. You're gonna leave this body. It's gonna leave it, people. And all your worldly possessions, you're gonna leave behind. Guess what? Some of your worldly possessions, your parents or your siblings or your landlord or the clean out man gonna put it on the table and sell it at the flea market or throw it in the garbage. Stuff that you treasure so much, it's gonna be nothing. I have cleaned out a house, and the lady said, hey, we don't want nothing in here. We just want this house empty. Whatever you find, Mr. Johnson, is yours. They want it out. They didn't want nothing to remind them of their deceased loved one. They just wanted the house cleaned out so they can sell it and move on with their life. So I'm saying this to say this to us. Let us enjoy one another. You know, we may not all agree. We may fall out. But that don't mean that we got to have a hate in our heart toward one another. Right. We need some love in our community, people. We need some healing. I'm sick. You sick. We sick, people. We sick. Listen, our children, Helen, Dr. D, and 900, I know you don't have no children, 900. They are a reflection of us. If our children out there snatching and grabbing, they looking at the parents. If our children that's 10, 11 years old out there carjacking and shooting and killing people, they're looking at the parents. What kind of parents do they have? And mothers, we got to do it, and fathers, we got to do a better job in allowing these electronic phones and tablets and computers to be the babysitter. It's got to be some family time. It's got to be some time where, hey, you put your phone to the side, I put my phone to the side. Let us talk to each other. Let us enjoy each other. I remember I was at my daughter's baby shower. I think it was a baby shower. And my baby daughter texted me. We're at the same place. And I'm figuring out, like, why is she texting me? All she got to do is walk over to me. But we living in that day and age. They rather text you than talk to you. And Dr. D, you know it. You take them electronics for them young folk, man, they're going to go crazy. They'll tear the house up. They mad. It's something about these digital electronics that got their mind, people. They mind. They want to go to bed with these cell phones. They want to take them to school, even though they're not supposed to have them in the classroom. The phone not supposed to be on, but they have it on. We living in a different day and time, Dr. D. I understand that. We're going to have to do something, people. We're going to have to make a decision. These computers, they tell us everything. We don't even have to think no more. You got some young people out here they can't even tell time on a clock watch. They can't tell time. They can't write cursive. And Dr. D, you know yourself, some of them can't even read at a decent level. Comprehend. They won't pick up a book. And if they read some materials, if it's more than 2 paragraphs, they put it to the side. It's something about reading, people. A lot of us, we don't want to do it. It's too long. We don't have time. And Helen, Dr. D, y'all know if this was a crime scene, it'd be hundreds of people on here, maybe 1,000 people on here. But look, we're giving out information. We're trying to give solutions to our problems. Nobody want to hear it. If it don't bleed, it don't lead. They want to see some bloodshed. See, old timer said it. Old timer, he said, Martin, I'm beginning to believe that black people like all this shooting and killing. See, they ain't gonna come out and say it. But Helen, I got it from you. I call it fake pain. We cry for about a week or two, then we're going back to normal. The old preacher said, Dr. D, they say while you're living, they lie on you. But when you die, they lie for you. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and what? And shame the devil. I love being black. Good night, everybody. Peace out. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.